VIP tickets to see BTS tomorrow with us between 9 and 7 p.m. every hour. Just if you
Going to Puerto Loco, deciding whether I want to. Actually, I can't really do anything except go get food because I have therapy today. It's gorgeous out though. I should go wash my car. So that concert thing that happened is devastating, and I can't imagine being one of the parents of those kids. And I remember going to many concerts in my day, and I've seen, actual artists stop the concert and just, go for helping the person out that's down, But we live in a new world. This is a new age. I mean, I've never cared really for Travis Scott. I've never really ever I can't remember ever hearing any of his music. I don't know anything about him other than he's Kylie's man. Kylie's obviously gotten some bad advice in the last year or so, maybe 2 years, because whoever's in her ear got her to cut corners in her swimsuit business, and she's literally suffering the ramifications of that. So, I mean, there's not really much that you can say other than Kris Jenner had to have seen this coming. Kylie can't be expected to remain in the relationship with Travis, especially now. And I would be remiss to say that Kylie is going to continue with Travis. I mean, this is like really, really rough news. Hulu's canceled Travis's appearance, and he is now being edited out of the Hulu series. That series hasn't even started yet. So to say that there was, an entire role gonna be featured on Kylie and the baby, I mean, that's putting it mildly. So this is really, really sad news for the community. Obviously, I live in Los Angeles, and so I have to root for my people. And that would be them, right? The neighbors. So yeah, while people are jumping on the everybody hate Travis bandwagon, I still feel like we need to be careful of the sand we try to, slap in people's eyes. Although there is a guy in Houston who's already said that he wants a settlement, and he represents 30 particular families suing Travis in this particular area of, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, honestly. But, ooh, it's busy out. So that's what's going on there. I've noticed Meghan the Skank Markle in the news still, and she thinks she's gonna get away with what? She ran. That's the equivalent of being on the lam, kind of, I mean, she's looking at charges, I feel like, in Great Britain. And while it's illegal for anybody to talk bad about the royals in Great Britain, I don't live in Great Britain. This is America. And while the Twitter sphere banned me completely because of Great Britain, that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean anything. Meghan Markle is an Epstein girl, and everybody knows it. And she can try as she wants, and Goldsmith, Sachs or whoever they are can try as they must. It'll never change that. But yeah, Canoga Park, isn't that where she was born? I wasn't even aware there was a hospital in Canoga Park, to be honest with you. Meghan Markle was born in Canoga Park. I wasn't aware there was a hospital in Canoga Park. Yeah, she is something else. I'm glad that Prince Harry's coming, out as, the unlikable that he is now. Because he sure had everybody fooled. And who knows what Netflix is going to do. Yeah, at this point, so let's see, I believe it's November 9th. We are in the process of getting our teeth fixed. We're still getting used to our prosthetic. We are hesitant at times to wear our prosthetic. And it's the equivalent of when we first got our glasses when we were kids. Remember that? We would sometimes forget them on purpose. I actually remember that there was an episode of Jan on the Brady Bunch purposely taking her glasses off to not look like a dork, I guess, and then losing them and having to ride a bike home and having blurry vision. And those types of things do happen. I don't like wearing my prosthetic, but I don't like to smile without it, so it's one of those things. But yeah, it takes a little bit getting used to, and I can't wait to go to the dentist on Friday. Because remember, I just had surgery in my mouth 4 months ago, and it takes 4 months to heal. So that would sound about right. When my husband told me that he rescheduled my my appointment, he said that they said that it was a post-op. And I thought that's strange, but that would make sense. So it's a post-op, because the first post-op would have been the post-op where I had stitches still in my mouth and she needed to take them out. So yeah, I gotta eat, then I have to do my therapy, and then I have to go into Ross's room and disinfect it. Stop at Target. Not now, because I have to be back at the house by 5 o'clock. But stop at Target at some point and pick up, actually I have Lysol at home. But I do have to return one Lysol bottle that I broke the top of. So I have to return it and tell them to, even exchange it. So, I mean, you've got these tiny goals in your life, and, at the end of the day, there's still goals. So you're still, able to complete, the process. I don't know why Katie came into our lives as late as she did in her life, but I've sure learned something about it. Your pets perish, and it's equally as sad. Oh, I should have thought of Kentucky, but no, I want Polo Loco. I want Polo Loco because it's so good. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that little kid that was stomped to death, or practically to death, or who's hanging on by a mere thread, whose parents have already filed the lawsuit against Travis. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. It's horrible. I've been to a lot of concerts, and I've seen where people get trampled, but they stopped the music, but it's never been to the extreme of a stampede now. And these people seem to be egged on by, the performer. And I mean, I've never experienced something like that I can remember or think of right away. But to say that it's not baffling to the mind to think that any artist would instigate such behavior on their fans, that's... I mean, I seen a concert once, or a clip of a concert, where Jenny Rivera, the deceased Jenny Rivera, someone threw a bottle at her at a concert, and this woman sold $25 million worth of concert tickets. So, I mean, worth of music. And so, the fact that someone threw a bottle at her on while she was on stage is not nearly as crazy as her, like, going after the man and attacking him. Like, she, I do believe, beat him up, tried to beat him up, or hit him, or struck him, or something. And then encouraged the crowd to, cause harm on him. And so the security guards had to be called in. And I'm sure that clip is out there still available. And that was a pretty frightening clip, because I've been to many concerts and I've never experienced that. So that's going to be just one of those difficult situations, and I can't say. Last time I got no, I think I need a mix, because the leg and thigh, I don't like that one. Holiday tamale bowls, that sounds really good. New holiday cheer menu. So, I hope that things, just, the news get better. KYLE Rittenhouse is on trial right now, and there's a thumbnail of him contorting his face into a crying meme, and then alongside another face shot of him, and they actually claim that I mean, they say that he didn't know, but he knew. I have my credit card out here. So, I mean, it's tough, There's not a whole lot we can do other than, just watch what happens. Like, what was that guy that said that? Oh, freak. Oh, no, I broke it. Well, now you know it's not worth it. I broke it. There's the end of the... I guess I could still go here. So, yeah, I broke it. Maybe that shouldn't have been on there. That sucks. You could still probably use this though. I'll have to figure it out. So yeah, I don't have bedside manners. I'm a brute. So yeah, so that's what's going on, I mean, when you see the picture, the thumbnail, it's really sad, because they cut at some point to the mom in the audience, and she is actually just really young and appears very inexperienced, like there's not a whole lot going on, but who knows, she bought the kid the gun or drove him to get it. And I thought initially it was one of those guns that you print out. Maybe it's a kit, and you buy the kit and then you install it onto your whatever, and then that's how it works. I'm not sure. I don't know what a print gun looks like, but I know that as I was watching it play out on YouTube, because at the time I happened to be searching the internet for information on China, because China had nearly gone black after like 72 days of like, you know, they stopped people moving for 72 days. They went on lockdown. And so some of my friends that I had made on Twitter were, you know, they kept disappearing, or you weren't able to find them anymore online. So I was searching YouTube, hoping to come across footage of like more things that I had been, you know, just like physically witnessing with my own eyes about like the big V, right? And so that's how I found the and then there was a whole, like, I mean, we all know it was August, I guess. So we were basically in the middle of a year-long lockdown, and we didn't even know it. And we were still trying to figure out what days we were going to open next. And people were fighting about it. So there was a lot going on in the world, you know. And so fire department, Los Angeles Fire Department, paramedics. And so this is what, you know, transpired. I was clicking, and I clicked. At the time, I had really good, I had a really good concept of who to subscribe to and who not to. And so I was on a lot of live streams. Hi, I'll take a family dinner, mixed.
How many pieces?
The 3 sides, the 12-piece.
12-piece mix, your 3 side orders.
Actually, can you make it a 16-piece?
You want a 16-piece?
Yeah.
What are your 3 side orders?
Oh, mac and cheese and black rice, black beans and rice, Mexican rice.
Tortillas or flour?
Flour. Oh, and can I also get a large rice water?
Okay.
Thank you.
That'll be $43.79.
Thanks so much. Oh, it's expensive. Once in a while doesn't kill you, though. And who doesn't like freaking Polo Loco? So yeah, at the end of the day, you know, like I found what I was looking for, right? I surfed and surfed and surfed. I found the channels that were actually covering this particular area of the world, and it, you know, was Kenosha, Wisconsin, and so I got to see it play out. I saw this kid walk in from frame to frame. I was actually on one live feed that had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes on the tube, and they were all playing out in frames. And I couldn't tell you who those people were because I didn't write it down, and I wasn't recording then, and I wasn't, you know, the thought of being a YouTuber had never even crossed my mind then, right? So watching it play out before my eyes was perplexing, because I wasn't sure what I was seeing. So therefore it was confusing. Cumbersome, because the boy looked about 13, might have been 15, and wound up being 16. So I was right. You know, your everything kicks in. All your life experience kick in when you're watching something like this play out, and there's no denying that what you've learned helps you to come to that conclusive assessment of what you're seeing in front of you. And I was in the luxury of the comfort of my living room. So who was I going to turn to? My dogs? No one was going to watch me say, oh my God, I think something crazy's about to happen and I'm about to watch it play out. And I did. And it did. And the kid was running. And then there was a kid running in front of him. And then there was a scuffle, and all of a sudden the one kid popped, and then the one kid dropped. And that's what happened. And that, my friends, is why I am in complex grief therapy. I have therapy at 5 o'clock. It's 3:56. I have to hightail it home after I pick up this food so I could eat. And then I'm going to redo my lips because I'm going to be talking for an hour, remember? And so I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I'm going to log on to the network. And my cat died. I should have got a chocolate shake or something like that. I thought her chocolate's so good though. So it's a little bit windy. I want to go to the beach, but like I said, I've been dealing with a very sick cat. It's been really hard to just vlog because my husband hasn't been in the best of moods. It took me kind of, to let him know that like I needed to document this, for him to like understand that like I needed to document this. I'm going through complex grief. This is a thing right now, and I can't be bothered with someone who's not ready, to deal with like a video, like videotaping or whatever, recording in their face, right?
Got a 16 piece?
Yeah.
Okay, $43.79.
So yeah, it's just been a really rough time, and I appreciate you guys being patient. I promise that my content's not always going to be this lame. You know?
Does this card tap?
I don't know what that means.
Our chip isn't working. Do you have cash?
No. Looks like it's trouble at the Polo Loco. I gotta get back.
Do you have Apple Pay?
I don't.
I guess there's a trick to it.
Oh, thank you. That was funny.
The receipt's in the bag. Thank you.
Did you give me tortillas and that sauce?
Tortillas and what?
And sauce?
The salsa, the house salsa? So tortillas are in the bag. The salsa is in the bag too, but I gave you extra.
Thank you. Bye. Oh, my drink.
It didn't come with a drink.
I ordered a large rice water.
Can I see their receipt?
Oh my god. I guess he didn't charge me here. Crap.
Yeah, it's not on the receipt. Would you like to order it right now?
Can I do that?
Yeah, here's your receipt too.
So I almost drove away with half my food out. Like I said.
You wanted a large?
Yes! My head's up my ass.
Okay. I have to wait till he closes that window to
Okay.
ring it.
This is going to be a pain in my ass. Yeah, I almost drove away without my food and shit and everything. Dumb bitch. Shit. Should just leave.
251. Hello.
I'm wearing a freaking mask. Oh, fuck.
You want your receipt?
Okay, what the fuck? Alright, so that's what's going on. That was like the longest trip to El Polo Loco that I've ever experienced. I'm already in 23 minutes and I still haven't gotten, I just got my food 29 minutes. Holy crap. Okay, so we broke our freaking attachment to the car, but never fear, I bought 3. So I figured if one breaks, I'll have 2 backups, right? Which who actually thinks of that? I'm gonna flip a bitch right here because there's no traffic. So much for the drive to downtown LA to catch some of the glory of the Christmas decorations because the freaking attachment broke. I'm so hungry. It's 4:05. Hopefully I can eat before 5 o'clock and get ready and all that. And don't believe that I still, you know, wrestle with like showing up versus like no call, no show, right? I do wrestle with showing up. I wrestle with not being able to show. or that my anxiety is going to get the best of me and that I won't be able to like log on because like my brain will fart out and like I won't remember how, or like, you know, something like that. But like logging in is not that difficult. But those are the things that I struggle with sometimes, you know? And those are the things that I have to remember to recognize. I have to remember and recognize that, like, I have, you know, this, like, I can't, it's fight or flight, right? So, like, I've already arrived at flight because I'm scared. So the fear keeps me from continuing. And so I'm already aware of that. And the idea that I still wrestle with it, right, is just another reminder that I have to keep continuing to prosper in my life and keep living my best life, right? What's it going to cost you to go to therapy? Nothing. It's not going to cost you anything because they pay for it all, right? The worst thing that could happen is you might have to pay like $20 for showing up. You know, it's a small price to pay for your sanity. And so, this is all the stuff that needs to be done, right? You can't, so like, you can't, you'll get better, but you're always going to have triggers. The triggers are what's going to relapse you into whatever state of mind you've struggled with. So for me, it would be abandonment or you know, not having. So like I moved a lot when I was a kid, so that would mean, you know, not having stability, right? And so those are my triggers. And so when I see things, hear things, experience things, etc., like, you know, is it going to trigger me and how am I going to handle that trigger? And so today the focus is on my mom, but given the tragedy that we've suffered as a nation recently and as a family, with the loss of my cat, you know, I think it's fair to say that, like, my mom's not the problem, right? Like, I love my mom, and she's definitely not the problem. You know, my sister, you know, my brothers, my siblings, like, they could be the problem, but only because they're not where I'm at in my development, in my, you know, in my conscious frame of mind. They're not where I'm at, and I can't expect them to know or do or follow anything that, you know, I say, because they're not, we're all on our own paths. So, you know, I'd love to talk to my sister and siblings about, you know, this someday, but now's not the time to dwell about, like, who's going to agree with me or who's going to disagree with me. And it's not up to them to decide whether I'm a truth teller or not. It's not up to them, right? And so, one of the things that I talked about before was dissociative behavior, and I don't think that I'm talking about that particular behavior in terms of, like, the actual meaning of it. I think what I was referring to is behavior that encourages procrastination, right? So, for example, when I was in Oregon, I remember thinking to myself, like, my brother's got all these things to do, but he'd rather go to the waterfalls. You know, his decided just passed away. And I remember thinking, but that's procrastination. He's avoiding it. And so this is a defense mechanism. And, you know, there's a lot of defense mechanisms. And we all could do with a quick brush up of all the defense mechanisms that people use. And so my mom is not the problem, while the focus seems to be kind of more on her, right? They want to know. So to understand what I'm going through, they want to know, like, what was she like? And so I'm kind of feeling like I love my mom and she's not the problem. I'm struggling with things because, you know, I for the better know that these things weren't normal, right? But like now in this day and age, I have forgiven my mom, but I haven't forgotten. And so that's why I'm in therapy, because these things, you know, I know a lot of people that are older than me, and those people are going to pass away too. And so I need to be able to learn to cope using all the different coping mechanisms that are available to me in order to thrive in my life. And so should you. You know, we are all destined for greatness, and we all have a job to do, and it's to take care of ourselves and to, like, you know, propel our lives forward and make sure that we live the best life that we can and encourage others to do the same. Because like I said, this world, you know, this world is a rough world. I mean, look at what they're trying to do to Travis Scott. They're trying to turn him into a demonizer. You know, they're pulling clips out where he said he wanted, you know, to see blood. And I mean, way to blow it all out of proportion. You know, his genre, the whole schmeal of, you know, his concert series and the tragedy involving, you know, the set. I mean, he's a performer, you know. Even Jenny Rivera had a cross at her stage because that was a popular, you know, emblem of the genre. For Travis, the Illuminati and all that, I mean, it's typical genre. So to say that he's this person and to point out the 1%ers or, you know, actual demon worshippers, I mean, what you're doing is telling the world that you're lazy scum. And I'm done.